Hello, everybody. Welcome. Today is Monday, October 22nd. Jake from Perrin, which is me, joins us. We track how much the Raiders are paying John Gruden. We discuss Matt's favorite scary movies. The stage for the World Series is set. Who will win? We give you our predictions on the NBA season is off and running, and the drama is in mid-season form. The Lions look good, and the Jags bench Bortles, and Musz gives us our long-awaited Antonio Brown poem. Let's go.
This is the Matt and Musz Show with Matt Hensler and Adam Muszynski. Yes, welcome back. We limp through that intro like we do every week. We were giving Jake the benefit of the doubt, but as everyone can obviously see, Jake Stradling has joined us.
He's drawing pictures over here.
So I've had too much fun.
Oh, he's having way too much fun.
I gave him a notebook, told him to draw pictures, and he's drawing pictures.
Right. Throughout this episode, we are tracking how much John Gruden makes. So, since Jake started reading the intro, he has made $23.
How much have I made?
0.
How about now?
0.
All right, on the right track.
All right. Well, Jake, give us a quick intro and bio about yourself.
You've already heard this. I've already been on here once or
Well, do a quick one to remind all our new guests.
All right. Jeez. My bad. Jake Stradling from Canarchy, Perrin, Oscar Blues, Cigar City. I represent those three brands in Michigan, northern Michigan. Cover territories from Flint all the way to the west side to Ludington and north. So live up in Petoskey, and I always love coming down and hanging out with my dear friends, Adam and Matt.
Oh,
Not
that's so
really.
sweet.
We're
Adam,
spit it out.
Choke.
We're happy to have you.
And I brought you a lot of good beers today.
You did.
You got some beers.
I'm excited.
Some beers.
You should be.
So, Matt, anything new with you?
Olivia's starting to sleep, which is very good news.
That's always a good thing.
That's great.
That means you get to sleep.
Well, you see, I've never really had an issue because the NyQuil and the beer help me sleep. Shayna, on the other hand, has issues sleeping at times.
That's not a good thing.
No. I never said it was a good thing. Just saying. I never had any issues sleeping. I feel bad for my wife. I'm a good sleeper. Slept through a tornado once.
Really?
Oh, absolutely. Slept through a tornado.
gosh.
And I woke up, and there's trees falling down. There's animals, well, mainly just birds, falling out of the trees, and fences are ripped down, and fields destroyed, but I slept the entire time. It was great.
We need to go into this more detail soon.
All right, yeah, we can do that.
Put that on the
I
docket.
don't really know what happened. I was sleeping. But
Well, yeah.
yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Put that to our notes. Couple fun things. Took Jameson to his first football game on Friday. That was awesome. He loved it. He was trying to get out on the field. I chased him out there. Football! You guys saw it firsthand tonight. That's exactly what he does.
It's wild. Yeah. It's funny.
And then we were at my sister-in-law's this weekend watching the Michigan State game. And obviously there was a delay. So I'm like, I'm going to go take the quad out. So I'm going down the back 40, turn around, come back to the house, turn around, go back out in the woods, stalls. It's like 100 yards from the house, which is the only good thing. But
Adam can't run 100 yards, so he was kind of...
got really wet. Yeah, and then we went to Zubu.
I was there.
You were there.
I was
That was
there.
a good time.
I did not get any candy because Olivia's not old enough to hold a candy bar yet.
I have the
That
biggest...
doesn't matter. Get the candy, man.
Well, it was weird. I mean, there was a bunch of little kids getting candy, and I was the only adult
Fat
that
kids
would have...
need candy, too.
I know. That's what I kept saying,
All
but
right.
I didn't have an excuse to go get the candy.
Yeah, you did. You just need
You
to
did.
take her bag up there and be like, oh, it's for my daughter.
It's for my infant daughter in this
Right.
girl over there with her eyes closed.
Right, exactly. So our question of the podcast, which was not answered by anyone. Please answer those. We want to know. We don't write these just to take up space.
Oh, well, I do. I've been telling people not to answer them.
No.
Thought they were space takers.
You're the reason.
It's all my fault.
Let us know what your favorite Halloween movie is. Scary movie, Halloween movie. Matt's a big fan.
Love Halloween movies. So many great Halloween movies. Friday the 13th franchise. I'm a big fan of Freddy and Jason and Michael Myers. And I like the Hellraiser. Hellraiser. I'm not a huge fan of Child's Play, to be honest with you, but I'll watch it. Honestly, I like watching. Have you ever seen Leprechaun? Leprechaun's a great movie.
I have seen that.
A little freaky Leprechaun. It's not really a Halloween movie. It's more of a St. Patrick's Day movie, but I still watch it during Halloween. Sci-fi always has like Halloween movies going on all the time. But then you go over to ABC Family. They got like the kid-friendly Halloween movies like Hotel Transylvania and
Hocus Pocus.
Man.
That's
I can get down with some Hocus Pocus.
Right.
Poor Thackeray Binks. Turned into a cat and everything.
Shouldn't have stole that book.
Yeah, absolutely. Why would you steal the book? I would. If there's a book with an eyeball on it, I wouldn't steal the book. Would you steal the book?
I'd steal the book.
You made that night
turn
exciting.
into a black cat.
Cool.
Just so you know.
I don't like Halloween or scary movies, so I'm just over here in my own
You
little
like
world.
candy, though. You
I do.
pig.
I eat all my son's candy.
No, it shows.
He's not old enough, so boom.
Seen that first hand tonight. That's for sure.
Hey, anybody want to raid
Anybody
Jameson's
wants
candy?
I offered.
I'm going to eat 3 Twix real quick.
I offered. You did not partake. That's your own fault. All right. We had a request to talk about European soccer. There is a problem.
We don't know anything about
We know
soccer.
nothing about European soccer.
I know you can't use your hands. I know it's very similar to American soccer, except on the other side of the road.
Yeah.
Other than that, that's all I got.
So,
Nobody laughed at that joke. There's 2 of you here. You both thought it sucked.
you're getting really bad at your dad jokes. If you want to come talk soccer, we will give you the platform. Call us.
And I guess that's all we have about soccer?
Yep.
Okay.
That's all we got.
That was our soccer.
Ooh.
I did hear something about soccer the other day. Usain Bolt was playing soccer.
Yeah.
Scored 2 goals in a friendly match.
Nice.
It's pretty interesting. You guys fast. I'm sure you can kick pretty hard, too.
You think he's fast?
That's going to happen a lot.
Sorry.
Yes, I do. I do think he's fast.
All right. Premier Lacrosse League begins June 2019. First professional lacrosse league, ready to hit airwaves. Pairs up with NBC Sports Group. What are your thoughts?
I think lacrosse is a big growing sport right now. It's just a matter of time that something like this happens.
Yeah.
It's becoming, at least in this area, in our area, it's becoming a sport where a lot of kids are playing instead of football, instead of soccer.
Yeah.
People say it's borderline a safer sport because the collision is not as tremendous. It's not as bad for head injuries. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, it's a very exciting sport to watch. The biggest downfall of it is the price. I mean, it's like hockey.
Right.
It's a very expensive sport. There's so many different pieces of equipment you have to buy. It's a sport that a lot of schools don't necessarily sanction. It's a sport you can play, but it's not a sport that they're going to already have helmets and everything. So
right.
You have to go buy your own. Little side note, Usain Bolt got offered a full-time contract for that team that he played and scored the 2 goals for in that friendly match. So thanks, Mason, for letting us know that. It's good to know. Do you think he's going to take it? I think he might.
Why not?
He's got nothing else to do other than just run. I mean, soccer players have great cardio. That's all they do anyway is run. So
Right.
good for them. But yeah, lacrosse, it's, like I said, a long time coming. And I've got a guy that can talk lacrosse.
Yeah.
I can talk lacrosse?
No, you're not the guy.
You're not the guy to
No,
talk lacrosse.
you're too short. No, it was a matter of time. Lacrosse is huge, especially in the north east, and yeah, it's going to take over. It's going to be one of those things like as our generation, because I believe that was our generation sport. As our generation gets older and gets more involved and with more money and investing, that we're going to expand these professional leagues, and you're going to see it. I don't know. on ESPN regularly.
Oh, absolutely.
So-
Not ESPN 8, the Ocho.
No, what it's on right now. So
Well, that's not a real channel, but I know what you mean.
on August 8th of every year, they do ESPN 8, the Ocho.
That's the only time it's on TV?
Sure.
Okay, I believe it.
I don't know.
I don't actively pursue the cross.
Peanut gallery.
Peanut gallery, really quick on lacrosse. So, does it bite into football though? And
No.
kids playing football. So because I love seeing the impact sports, obviously, and I hate to see head trauma, but our kids going to go to lacrosse over playing football?
I think.
I think a lot of kids are going to lacrosse over baseball.
Yeah, I think you're going to see more lost that.
It's what I've seen. I think it's a fall sport in high school. If I'm not
That sounds
mistaken.
right. 20 years though.
But it's a sport a lot of kids are playing instead of baseball. I mean, it takes immense hand-eye coordination. It's a very difficult sport, but I don't think it's going to take away. I mean, it might take away from football and baseball, but I think it's going to take away from baseball a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool sport there.
Yeah,
I know a guy. We'll get a guy to
Okay.
talk across sometime.
perfect.
Other big news coming out for us Tigers fans. Brad Ausmus, our fearful leader for 3 years, he got named the Los Angeles Angels manager. So good for him.
Yeah, he was going to land somewhere. It was a matter of time.
Oh, he's a great
I mean,
manager. I can't say he's a great manager yet. He knows the game.
He does.
Very smart.
He
Very
was
smart.
he was given a hand that was win now or else, and those
True.
are the
Very
hands
true.
that need to be given to Rod Gardenhire.
Yeah, somebody who's got experience.
Right. You can't
Knows how to deal with
you
it.
can't send a manager in who's literally 5 years older than your oldest dude and be like, "Hey, go manage those guys now, make them World Series champs," because they don't respond to it.
No, not at all. I mean, there was people on that team that had played against him.
yeah, exactly.
Multiple people on that team who had played against him.
Yep.
And that's a difficult thing to do. When you got that kind of mentality in Detroit where, hey, we're really old, but we're also really young. We're just going to try to mesh together. You bring a young guy in, doesn't work. L.A., though, I think it's got potential. L.A.'s kind of rebuilding. Hopefully you can keep Mike Trout out there. I think that's going to be job number one. Is
Yeah.
say, Trout, stay.
Yeah.
But the dude knows the game. I think he's going to stick in L.A. for a while. Hopefully.
Hopefully,
I like him. I do like him a lot.
LA's got potential. They have the best player of the next 10 years. So,
If he stays.
exactly, if he stays. But
Something I found out about something that happened in baseball recently. I was going to save this for our World Series talk, but it's too juicy. So Eric Gagne, he was a closer for the Los Angeles Dodgers, one of the best closers in Dodgers history.
yep.
He called up his good friends on the Boston Red Sox coaching staff to let him know that Craig Kimbrell was inadvertently tipping his own pitches. So basically, when he was throwing a breaking ball, he would hold his glove closer to his chin. He was throwing a fastball, he'd keep it farther away, and he just completely changed his delivery and motion. So in any other day, that wouldn't be a huge deal. But now that we've come to the World Series and the Dodgers and the Boston Red Sox are playing against each other, it is a former Dodger telling the Red Sox that their closer is doing bad so that he can pitch better against the team that he used to pitch for.
Right.
So people are a little upset about it because they're calling him a big snitch or whatever. But no, he's just a friend of the game and a friend of baseball and wants to see great baseball being played. But it's kind of neat.
Yeah.
Kind of neat thing to know.
Everyone has a tell. It's a matter of how blatant it is and how well someone can pick up on it. It was just that one was very blatant, and Eric Gagne knew it.
Yeah, well, Aroldis Chapman's tell is, I'm going to throw this as hard as I can past you. It's gonna come probably 105 miles an hour. And I'm going to tell you before I even start my delivery. Good luck.
So our infamous Pittsburgh Steelers still haven't heard from Le'Veon Bell. Rumor has it, up for trade.
I don't see why not.
Didn't show up Monday.
No, and the thing, I don't think they can trade him because he's not technically a Steeler.
No, he's still...
He hasn't signed his offer
Sign
sheet.
it off. Right.
But I mean, this is just becoming stupid. Like at this point, sign your tenure. They'll throw him on the practice squad, trade him away, or someone will pick him up. And at this point, just wash your hands of it. Get what you can and move on. He's becoming more of a cancer to that organization than anything.
Absolutely. And that's all everybody talks about the Steelers right now is, hey, the Steelers won a game, Steelers lost a game, but Le'Veon Bell is still not back. And he's hurting them from all sides right now.
The Steelers did have one of the best weekends in football this past weekend.
Absolutely.
They're in first place. They were in fourth. Now they're in first.
You're just biased because you love Antonio.
I do love Antonio Brown.
But yeah, they did.
But
We won't go there.
We'll go there later. But seriously, they didn't play a game. Now they're in first.
They just didn't lose.
Exactly.
That's all it takes sometimes.
Exactly.
Don't have to win. Just don't lose.
Exactly. Drew Brees, congrats, my brother. 500 touching pass downs, actually 501.
That a boy.
Joins a club of Tom Brady with 504, Brett Favre 508, Peyton Manning with 539.
And Matt Hensler with 612.
You wish.
In flag football.
Madden.
In Madden. 08.
Wasn't that the one with Mike Vick
Throwback.
on the cover?
That was 06.
Well, it might have been 04.
04, yeah, it was 04. It
04
was
Mike
04.
Vick. He was
Yep.
unstoppable.
No, best Madden player ever.
Yeah, hands down.
So, Breeze, Brady still playing. They'll obviously both pass Favre. Who ends up on top at the end of their careers?
I think Drew Brees is going to keep playing.
Yeah.
Tom Brady's got a couple years on him still. I mean, he's older. As that's what I mean. Those words weren't coming out right. I apologize. But I mean, we still got half this season to go, and I bet you by the end of this season, Drew Brees will have 520.
Yeah.
So he's a season away from surpassing Peyton.
I agree. And he's got a 2-year deal. So,
Tell you what, though, if that one guy.
From that one
Chiefs,
team?
Oh, Pat Mahomes.
Yeah.
Pat Mahomes, if he keeps this up, he'll surpass this in 6 years.
Yeah,
5.
5 years. Sorry, the math is off.
100 touchdowns a year.
About, yeah.
Something like that. Did you know this, though? Also, with that win, he joins Brett Favre and Peyton Manning as the only other quarterbacks to be all 32 NFL teams.
I did see that.
You know what's funny? When those wins...
No.
No,
Do tell.
I'm going to.
Okay.
When those wins happen, they're usually against former teams that someone's played for years. He just hasn't beat the Ravens.
Really?
Yeah.
It's unreal.
Right.
So,
of all the
Brees-
teams not to beat, you did not beat the Ravens until 2018. And you're 39 years old.
So Breeze beat New Orleans like super early on.
Yeah. When he's with Chargers.
So
a
really
long
quick,
time ago.
the Ravens' defense has been amazing for how many years straight, though? I mean, for the most part.
They've been above average, I'd say, for my lifetime. They were really good in
For your
2000.
lifetime.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
2000s, and then they kind of, for the Ravens, they went down maybe like 6 years ago. But then they had Flacco, so I made up for it.
Well,
For the 1 year.
For 1 year.
Well, they had Flacco on a contract year, then they paid him too much money.
All right.
wish I got
So-
paid too much money.
Me
I
too.
wish I got paid money.
True that.
Montez Perfect. I don't have a whole lot to say about him other than he's a garbage person.
He needs to be kicked out of the NFL. Now. Done. See ya.
Find him $3.6
$1 billion.
$1 million. Find him a whole bunch of money so he can't afford it, and then because he owes those fines, do collections come after people when they owe millions of dollars, or does the government just step in at that point?
I have no idea.
And yeah, kick him out of the league. He's trash. He is trash.
Dirty.
He plays dirty. He acts dirty. He talks dirty. Garbage person.
So, the Rams, our boy Todd Gurley,
Toddy G.
88 points.
Yeah.
Buffalo,
No.
81.
No.
It's true, everybody. Todd
Love
Gurley.
it.
Todd Gurley has scored 88 points this season.
Crazy.
Buffalo Bills have scored 81 points.
He probably has more yards, too, than the whole team, right? I mean, who knows?
So, who's going to beat the Rams?
The Rams are the only team to beat the Rams right now.
The Rams and Chiefs are going to be fun. It's going to be 100 to 105, probably. Just throwing that out there.
I'm pulling up their schedule right now. I wanted
100 to 105.
So They go.
Somewhere in there.
They host Green Bay. They should win.
Win.
To the Saints.
It's going to be a tough
That'll
game.
be tough.
Yeah.
Okay, so they could trip
But
up
it'd be
there.
a win.
But LA's defense is a lot better than New
A
Orleans.
lot
Right.
better. Yeah.
Seahawks
No.
Win.
Chiefs.
Easy win.
at home.
Chiefs. Chiefs are home.
No.
LA's
home.
That's going to be a good game.
Yep.
looking forward to that one.
Lions, Bears, Eagles, Cards, 49ers.
Win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the Saints and the Chiefs as the best odds to take a win.
Chiefs. Patty Mahomes.
You don't have the Lions in that?
You know, I could see the Lions doing that because they're Lions.
On accident.
They're going to beat the best team.
They're
Exactly.
going to lose. They're going to
They're
lose
gonna
until they
lose
play them.
to-
Yeah, exactly.
The Titans.
It'll be a meaningless win,
Right.
but yeah,
Be their fourth win of the season at that point.
right. Nikola Jokic.
Say that one more time.
Still said it wrong. Nikola Jokic.
He even had the phonetic spelling
I know.
here, and he said it wrong.
Joins the great Wilt Chamberlain as the only two players in the NBA to post a 30-point triple-double and shooting 100% from the field. Just thought that was kind of impressive.
That's very impressive. That's 10 for 10 and 3-pointers, and he's not a 3-point shooter.
No, it's, yeah.
That's 15 for 15 and 2-pointers.
That's what it was.
And that's going to be 10 blocks and 10 rebounds, too. It's amazing.
Amazing.
Amazing. And so, big news coming from the world of NASCAR. Danica Patrick still hasn't had a kid, but is reportedly, and I quote, still attracted to Aaron Rodgers.
She's hot. Throwing that out there.
I got to write that soundbite down.
Sorry, honey.
Oh, man.
It's good for A-Raj.
That a boy.
That's fun.
John Gruden has made $75 since starting this episode. Go.
And I've still made nothing. I drank a beer, though. So,
We're ahead.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm easily drinking $75 worth of beer while doing this episode.
Oh, we've got more than $75.
So MLB postseason, we're getting to the end here. The World Series starts tomorrow, so yesterday for everybody that's listening on Wednesday. And Red Sox versus Dodgers. Who we got?
Dodgers in 6.
Jacob.
What are we talking about?
World Series. I know you're not a big baseball.
Oh, the World's... Is that baseball?
Yeah, Jake actually told me earlier. He said he can get into any sport in the postseason and everything, but he didn't know the World
I'm
Series was
sorry,
happening
man.
until he saw a commercial on TV this morning. So World Series starts Tuesday.
Cool.
Sox, Dodgers, who you got?
Go team.
All right.
Dodgers.
How many games?
7. Might as well.
Okay.
I think
Feel like-
it'll go 7.
Yep.
And
They will just get paid.
stretch it out.
You don't think that stuff's rigged? Let's get
It's tough to rig baseball.
Yeah, true.
Oh, no, it's not.
Is it? Isn't it?
It isn't.
It isn't.
It isn't.
All right.
Okay.
Then I'll go
Agree,
Dodgers.
disagree.
Who do you
went
got,
Dodgers.
Matthew?
Tough for me to say. I think it's going to be Sox at 7. I do. I don't want them to win because I want them to suffer the same way the Tigers did.
You know what? I'm changing my
Right.
prediction.
But I think the Sox are going to win.
I'm changing it. Dodgers in 4.
Wow.
Suffer the
Aggressive.
same way the Tigers did.
The Tigers have went to the World Series, what, twice?
Won.
Dombrowski?
Yep, and won one game
Yeah.
2 times.
Dodgers in 4.
So anyway,
Take it to the bank.
I'll drink to that.
take it to the bank.
I'll drink to that.
So ALCS, AL Championship Series. Red Sox obviously won.
Oh, is that what that stands for?
For those out there that don't know what the ALCS stands for, they could think it stands for All
League.
League
Chew.
Chewed
Sponsor.
Skull.
Skull. Skull. For sure.
Red Sox, both Sox won 5 games. The Sox outscored Houston 30-21 in the series. Verlander, he won Game 1 for Houston. Pitched really well. That was good to see. Jackie Bradley Jr., he was named the ALCS MVP. He had a 200 average. He had a 400 OBP and a 667 slugging. He had a couple of really crucial hits in the series that really helped. But here's the big thing. Chris Sale, great pitcher for the Red Sox, and not performed all that well in the postseason in his career. But Chris Sale
Choker.
admittedly missed Game 5 due to an irritation caused by a belly button ring. He went to the hospital due to a rash on his stomach caused by his belly button ring. And he has come out in social media and to different avenues and sports reporting that he has talked about his belly button ring, taking it in and out, really irritated his skin, and he had to go to the hospital.
Oh my God.
So,
Chris Sale. Please mail your man card to Matt Musz headquarters in Michigan ASAP.
So here's my thing about that. Pitchers are weird. Pitchers are really weird. I played enough baseball. I know that pitchers are just strange human beings.
Hey, can I inform the audience of something?
Yes.
Matt's a pitcher.
I am not a pitcher.
I know.
He's a receiver.
Just
Oh. We're talking about baseball, so my bad. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
You might have to take the NLCS. So pitchers are weird, all right? So you look at Mark Fidrich, he used to talk to the baseball and walk around the mound and just do all these weird mannerisms. That's virtually every single pitcher. And if you're the starting pitcher, moving on from them to a relief and closer pitcher, they're stranger and stranger. The mannerisms that pitchers have in baseball is unbelievably ridiculous. And there's no position in sport that you can compare that to because they're in their own little world. They do their own little thing. They're responsible for their own actions, and nobody can influence them. They're playing by themselves up in the mountain. So seeing him, Chris Sale, have a belly button ring, I just can't get over what he said. Chris Sale having a belly button ring makes sense as a pitcher. Will you start talking about the NLCS for me?
Sorry, buddy. Sorry.
It's all right.
The Dodgers
funny.
beat the
Really
Brewers
funny.
in 7. Milwaukee
Great
did.
series.
It
Great
was.
series.
Milwaukee actually outscored the Dodgers 24-23, still lost. So scoring runs doesn't always win games.
But technically it does.
But yeah, exactly. But no. Anyways, Dodgers won Game 4, extra innings, 13 innings, shutout in Game 3. Gave 4 runs up 3 times. So giving up lots of runs, but winning when it counted. The margin of victory was obviously smaller than the margin of defeat. Cody Bellinger was the NLCS MVP. I don't know what those numbers mean.
200 batting average, 231 on base percentage, and 360 slugging. Really not that impressive of stats, but he had some, once again, huge hits. He had a big home run that helped him close it out. He had a big double that helped him close out another game. And a walk-off hit, I believe, in either Game 6 or Game 7. Must have been Game 7.
Yeah.
He played out of his mind. And defensively, he's a great defensive player, too.
The best stat from Game 7. Home plate umpire Greg Gibson called 142 pitches. 141 were correct. He missed 1 pitch according to PitchFX by 1/10 of an inch. Give that man a raise.
That's not too bad.
I could do better.
I would love to see you try. You get a fastball coming towards your head, and you'd cry.
I'd run.
Pansy.
Pansy.
The heck was that?
This is our stat/fact of the podcast.
All right. So, World Series. Something pretty interesting to note here. The last time that the Los Angeles Dodgers and the Boston Red Sox played in the World Series was in 1916. In 1916, Boston Red Sox won over the Brooklyn Robins, the same franchise as the Dodgers. They became the Brooklyn Dodgers, and then the Los Angeles Dodgers. At this time, Babe Ruth played for the Boston Red Sox and pitched. He actually only had, in that series, 5 at-bats. But he boasted a very impressive .64 ERA in 14 innings. Pretty cool. I mean, it's pretty neat. It's been...
Hot takes.
It's been 102 years since they played each other in the World Series.
Nice. That's exciting.
That's what's cool about baseball. Baseball is one of those sports where they can come up with these ridiculous stats. Like, Miguel Cabrera is batting .386 against left-handed batters in the rain on a Tuesday.
When they have mustaches.
When they have mustaches, but they accidentally shaved their beard that morning. Baseball stats are absurd. They're hilarious and amazing.
All right. On that note,
Yeah.
coming up, we have Beer the Podcast. We talk some drama in the NBA, recap the past weekend of college and NFL football, and we hear Musz's Antonio Brown poem. And John Gruden has made $120 since we started recording.
In like half an hour.
Bastard.
Oh, baby. Oh, we know what time that is.
Never sounded so good.
Beer the Podcast time.
That's good. It's real good.
All right, Jake. You got to let us know what we got here.
Hear that? Did you get that?
Oh, we got it.
Sorry. So what we got-
No, it's not your fault. It's Matt's fault.
I know. I just can't stop laughing.
Can't.
Give this guy a kid laughing gas or something. I don't know. We got Push Hop, New England style IPA in front of us. So obviously after the Push Pop that's on the can, we all enjoyed these as young kids.
We
Watching
did.
the Flintstones, right? A little
Yes, sir.
orange, a little strawberry, whatever. This comes in at 6.3 ABV. We're calling it a Push Hops Strawberry Sorbet New England style IPA. So it's got the lactose and sugar, but unlike a milkshake or a smoothie where you're getting that really, really heavy lactose, where you're getting that super creamy mouthfeel, this still has that creamy mouthfeel, but it's not super intense. So it's just really nice, refreshing, fresh strawberry puree that they added into this, and our favorite style of beer, New England style IPAs that everybody's enjoying. So this is a good, unique, different kind of style.
I like it. Cheers, buddy.
Cheers, gents.
So is this going to be part of a new line?
Yeah, it's starting in 2019.
Okay.
So what we're gonna do is we're talking about doing a quarterly release of a new New England style IPA, but what we're gonna do is talking about doing like a trimester release, so every 4 months. That way
Cool.
we're not like overcrowding and
Right.
we're like changing it up all the time. So and depending on if one of these just awesome hits a home run, everybody's like, we need that again. Let's do it. That's the nice thing with Perrin, that we can be nimble because we're so small. But yet we're a big brewery, being top 5 for Michigan. But we can still change depending on what the market's doing. Whether it be a brewed IPA that catches wind and they're like, let's do a brew.
Right.
Or let's do a sweet sorbet IPA. Let's put that out. So it's kind of nice to see. I'm super excited about these styles of beer. It's what's trending in the market, and we'll see where it goes. So
Cool.
Next year I won't release it, but we've got New England style IPA that I think that is going to do super well in the market. So
I've never been nimble. So I'm
You're
throwing that
never
out
nimble.
there. Never been nimble in my life.
flexible?
No,
No,
absolutely not.
definitely not.
You know that
flexible.
presidential fitness challenge you have to take in high school? All you have to do is touch your toes.
That's all you gotta do.
All you gotta do is touch
pretty
your toes.
easy.
Hey Matt, touch your toes.
Still can't do it.
I can't. Can't everybody? Still
He
can't
still
touch
can't.
my toes. Takes a lot of stretching out to get anywhere near my toes.
I feel like this beer gets better as it warms up even a little bit too. You get more like
Get more of the flavor.
strawberry flavor.
Yeah.
nuance.
So put it
It's
next
really
to your
good.
fart candle and it'll warm up real fast.
True
Great
story.
beer though. Very good beer. So good job, Marin.
Keep it up.
Jake and your friends. Good job making this beer.
Yeah, it took me a long time to make that.
John?
Not at all. It's a sales donkey.
John Gruden has made $212 since we started recording. NBA.
I think John Gruden is fooling us all. But,
Oh, we're getting to that.
sorry.
No, you're fine.
Okay.
NBA. For those
I don't care about the NBA,
I know.
but Adam's going to take this.
I don't care about baseball.
Yes, you do.
A little bit, but
I don't even care a little bit.
no.
But continue. I'm really
Thanks.
excited to hear what you have to say.
Yeah, I hope you are. But never mind. Yeah, screw it. I don't want to do it anymore.
So the Lakers and Houston got in a fight.
Yeah. Rajon Rondo spit on Chris Paul. And
That's childish.
yeah.
Very childish.
Now, Brandon Ingram was in the fight too. Suspended 4 games. Rondo 3. Chris Paul 2.
Not enough.
Super early. Oh, no. This is a childish hack, man. Come on. You got to go 10, 12 games easily. I think it's stupid. You guys are all grown men. I don't know why you're fighting and spitting on each other's faces, but I guess whatever gets you off.
Look at any other sport. Any other sport, something like this happens. I mean, they came to blows on the court.
Oh, yeah.
Any other sport, baseball, that happens. They get suspended multiple games. They get fined on top
Exactly.
of that. I mean, it's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Yeah. This is what, game 2? Yeah.
There should be a fine.
Huge,
Absolutely.
huge fine.
Yeah.
Because,
they're suspended, they lose their pay, but it needs to be
care.
5 to 10 games plus $1 million fine or something. I mean, this is absolutely ridiculous. It's a horrible look for the league.
Ridiculous.
Plus 50 hours community service.
Exactly.
Go pick up a highway.
Especially these being two teams that have so many people watching them right now and are under the spotlight. Like, come on, guys. You guys are getting paid way too much money for not doing anything.
Basketball is slowly becoming the most popular sport in the U.S.
It is.
And when you're doing this, your star players are doing this. Come on. Come
ridiculous.
on. It's pathetic. Grow up.
The G League is going to offer $125,000 to elite prospects as an alternative to the college one-and-done route.
Absolutely hate this.
I hate it too. You're going to kill the college game.
That's not why I hate it.
Okay, why do you hate it?
I was a teacher. Well, I was planning MA Covenant teacher, and things obviously worked out differently.
For the good, obviously.
I am no longer responsible in teaching the youth. That's a good thing.
That's a great thing.
That's a great thing.
So, anyway, I am a huge, huge, huge believer in education and getting your college degree. I am a big opponent to the one-and-done thing that happens already with the NBA. I am an even bigger opponent to this G League contract. I think it's terrible. Make these kids go to school. Make them get a degree. What if their first year in the NBA or their first year in the G League, they blow their knee out to the point where they can never play again? They're screwed. They're absolutely screwed. Then they have to go back to school. They lost any opportunity for a scholarship. And odds are they're not going to do very well in school at this point anyway because they didn't care. They knew where they were going to be supposedly good at basketball, and then they get hurt and they can't play again. Or they can't play at the level where they can succeed in the NBA or the G League anymore. I think it's terrible. Absolutely horrible.
So do you hate the baseball rule too?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
I just want to make sure you're...
Get a degree.
Okay,
Get
yeah.
a degree. I hate all that stuff. I mean, good for you for getting drafted and everything. Go throw your elbow out and you can't pitch anymore, and then, nope, you're not going to go to college now and go flip burgers the rest of your life. But you can only do it with your left arm because you have tendinitis in your right arm because you couldn't afford the surgery because you weren't in the league long enough. Hate it. Absolutely hate it. Get a college degree, everybody. If you're listening to this, don't have a degree yet, keep getting it.
Yeah. I agree. It's a stupid rule. I get why they did it. They're trying to drive up their viewership, but at the end of the day, the G League is never going to be what college basketball is in March. So it is what it is. The one-and-done rule, it was supposed to be on the way out, but talks have hit an impasse, and that's still going to be in effect for the foreseeable future. This comes into effect. I think this will take those one-and-done kids out of programs in college, which is fine as a college basketball fan.
Which, in essence, as a basketball fan, that might make college basketball a little bit more exciting.
Right, because
you're not going to have. What's going to happen to Kentucky and Kansas?
Calipari's recruiting tactics are out the window because all his 2019 class is going to be like, I can make $125,000, go there, get drafted, then make $9 million,
or pay money to go play for you.
Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, stupid. But I was looking at these numbers, and Asia Wilson from the Las Vegas Aces in the Women's Basketball Association came out and was talking bad about it and everything, and it made sense. She's a rookie. of last year's draft. Her rookie deal was just over $52,000. Rookie deal, right out of college.
That's more than I make.
I know.
That's
DeAndre Ayton of the Suns, who was the number one pick of this past year, $8.2 million. Guaranteed.
It's a money thing.
I know, I get it, but maybe this will bring light to social indifferences.
Ooh.
I'll leave it there.
they're playing a game they love. You know what I mean? For their job. I don't know. I get it. That's crazy, that number, but
I get it too.
I don't know.
It's something to look into. It just they're not making a lot of money at $125,000 a year. They're making a lot of money. They're making a lot more money than people that have been putting in 30 years make.
Yep.
So
and
at
endorsements,
18, right?
And
18 years old.
Yeah.
So college basketball AP poll top 25 came out.
College basketball's almost here. 2 weeks.
Michigan State number 10.
Overrated.
Duke number 4. North Carolina number 8. Nova came in. I did these all backwards. Number 9, and then Michigan was down at 19.
3 Big Ten teams in the top 25.
Yep.
You got Michigan at 19, Michigan State at 10. You get Purdue at 24.
Yep.
Purdue lost their big men. They're, I think, overrated.
I think
Michigan,
so too.
I think they're overrated. Michigan State, I think they're overrated.
Yep.
But I don't remember a time that Michigan State came in the preseason ranked lower than 10. It might have happened in recent memory. I can't remember it.
I don't
Tom
remember.
Izzo's rated number 10
Or better.
coming in.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's... You look
That's
at
all
the
there
coach.
should.
Yeah, you look... Exactly.
He could,
you look at the coach.
he could go in with the 3 of us and be rated number 10.
Right.
We would be redshirted for 6 years, but yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
Well, that's what I'm saying, though. His reputation gets him that rating.
Absolutely.
So,
You never
In which
see me
it
ball,
should.
man.
It should, right?
oh yeah,
Yeah.
why not? But again, college basketball, all fun and games. Nothing really happens until April, March, or February, March, that time. So there are a few tournaments, though, in the beginning of the season I want to talk about real fast. The Junkanoo Jam in the Bahamas. Central Michigan's going to play
I
over
wanna go
there.
there.
I know, right?
Hell yeah.
You can go play in a little 4-team tournament.
I don't care.
U of M's playing the Air Force Reserve Tip-Off Tournament presented by City Teams. They're one of 8 teams, and looking at the other teams, Stony Brook, South Carolina, Norfolk, Providence, they should walk away with that pretty easily. And the Continental Tire Las Vegas Invitational. This is the one I'm always excited about. There's always one good one. Texas, North Carolina, UCLA, MSU.
Love it.
Love it.
Love it. I love these
Yeah.
early season
I do.
tournaments.
They're minor. They don't mean a lot in the long term, but you get a tournament like that where a lot of older teams and teams with a lot of history get together and play and duke it out. So I'm a fan. I like it. And I'm also a huge fan of the ACC Big Ten Challenge, which begins in December.
Yeah. Love it.
There's
Love it.
5, 10, 14 games. Again, it's just bragging rights, but I don't know. I'm excited, and then I forget about it until March Madness.
It's bragging rights until you come to the point where you're like, hey, by the way, we beat that team.
Right.
We should be ranked a little
Right,
bit higher.
exactly. It's nothing like college football when you're going in there, oh, look, I'm undefeated, I have 1 loss. No,
No, there's more than just a handful of
right.
weeks.
You're playing 32 teams
Exactly.
or 32 games and whatnot. But John Gruden has made $225.
He's killing it tonight. Killing it. He hasn't even done anything. He's probably sleeping right now.
All right, college football.
Do.
Nick Bosa, this happened early in the week, decided to leave Ohio State to focus on rehabbing his, I'm quote this, core injury, and turns his focus to the NFL draft.
So,
Is
like,
this
by core injury, do you mean like injury to his core or his most important injury?
I believe it's to his core.
Okay, I figured.
Is this going to become a trend?
Probably.
Yes.
My only question mark is why did he do this when they were still in the college playoff hunt?
Get paid.
Do you think he was thinking his injury is...
Absolutely. Think about it. Injury could put you out the rest. I mean, a bad injury could put you out and you're not going to ever get paid.
True.
Yeah.
If you can go.
What's more important, a ring that you get for winning a national championship or a few $1 million? I mean, for a kid that
think about
agree.
us, high school. Okay.
Right.
What did it mean? I mean, it's great. We all played sports.
Mm-hmm.
It's done. We didn't get anything from it.
Right.
We didn't get paid. You know what I mean? You don't have the special ring or anything like that. But I mean, you're going to go make money.
Make it.
Yeah.
I don't blame it all.
Blame them.
I think especially after
it's Ohio State, so we can blame them.
Right.
But
yeah.
outside
That's the one. I don't know. I don't like Ohio State, but that's the one thing. I think you're going to see more and more top tier prospects realize once they're out of the national playoff contention to be like, you know what, I'm done.
Agree.
I'm going to go heal up.
But
I think
train.
One thing about that, though, I mean, for them to be considered quote unquote ineligible to play, they have to be put on the injury report. They have to be inactive for that game. I mean, with college football, you have to have official rosters, and they have to actually be taken off that roster and say, "Yep, you can't play this week." That's what happened to Bosa. He was hurt, he couldn't play, and he said, "No, I'm not going to come back. You're not going to put me back in the active roster." But you have to hit that point first.
Right.
Is the big thing, and I mean, you come to a thing where team doctors are either going to say, yes, they actually can play, or they're going to go with the kids and say, no, they can't play, even though they might be all right. They might be able to play. So it seems like a lot of gray area, just like everything with college sports.
Exactly.
Until they come to this thing where they're able to set aside, I mean, obviously the likenesses are used for these college athletes by major media major media groups. It's used by, not anymore, but at some point it was used by video games. It's used by a whole bunch of different things. Set aside money for these kids.
Yeah.
If they hit their 4 years and they get their degree, give them a little kickback and say, here's a few $1,000s to get you going and help you with your first department if you don't get that signing bonus right away. Mm-hmm. Thanks for playing for us. Thanks for letting us sell tickets to watch you play. Thanks for all this type of stuff. Here's $50,000.
I think that's a great way to do it. Finish, graduate. Here's some money to help you through the first year. If you don't graduate,
if you do the one and done thing, if you do like what Bosa's doing and saying, "No, I'm not going to finish out my years of playing. I'm not going to get my degree," well, you're going to hopefully go sign with the team, make a few $1 million. If not, then you should have graduated.
Right.
That's exactly how I think.
I don't know. I think that you have to look at too, how much of a team player are they? I mean, if I was in a squad, I can't say either way, because if I was looking at an NFL deal and I was going to get paid money, would you go? And you're under injuries right now, and you could get paid. But the same token, if you're with a team that's, you know what I mean, you have a national run every single year, and you have that team atmosphere, you've got all those guys that you came up with since freshman, redshirt, etc. You kind of, it shows their personality. Like, you want to stick through with that team, right? I mean, I don't know. It's a tough decision. I hate that it's Ohio State. I think Urban Meyer sucks. So
right.
I think he left because Urban Meyer's an asshole. So there you go. Yeah, that's all there's to it. Done. End of conversation.
Period.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll see that there. I mean, no, that's fine. Speaking of Ohio State, they lost a huge game to Purdue.
Big time.
Purdue scored 4 touchdowns in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
49-20. And I want to point out something that I've been hearing on the radio all day is Tyler Trent. Have you guys heard of him?
He's got 2 first names.
Yeah, yep. He is...
Can't trust him.
You guys are going to really hate yourself after I tell you about him.
No, I know the story.
Okay. He's a cancer patient right now, and he basically was working back to get back to this game. And he has said going into this game that, hey, Purdue's going to win. Purdue's going to win. Purdue's going to win. They did not only win, they kicked Ohio State's ass. And it's a great story. It's a feel-good story. Definitely pulls at the heartstrings and everything. But
Tyler, you go kick cancer's ass.
Right, dude. Prayers to your family. You. All the best of luck. You'll probably never hear this, but our thoughts and prayers are with you.
Put in the hashtags.
Right? Exactly.
No, it's a great story. Purdue came out of nowhere, surprised and shocked the nation by beating Ohio State. They beat them they more than doubled their score. it was an amazing game to watch. It was an amazing opportunity for this team, and it was an amazing thing for this young kid.
Purdue lost to Northwestern. They lost to Eastern Michigan University, and they lost to Missouri. Since then, they have beat number 23 Boston College, went to Nebraska and won, went to Illinois and won. I know it's not that impressive.
Nebraska, no.
No, Illinois. Going to Nebraska, but Nebraska,
Yeah,
I know.
yeah.
They got some things they're dealing with.
Yeah.
And then they host Ohio State and kick their butt by 29.
Well, by the transverse property of association, Eastern Michigan beat Purdue. Purdue beat Ohio State. Eastern Michigan beat Ohio State. So that works. Pretty sure.
Did they?
Yeah.
So, so let's keep doing this then. Michigan beat Western. State beat Central. Western beat Central. So therefore, Michigan beat Western and Central. State might have lost to Western. But if Michigan beats Ohio State, then Michigan would, in sense, beat Eastern as well. If Michigan loses to Ohio State, would you then consider Eastern Michigan the best team?
I think you got me to catch 22 here. Absolutely.
Wow. I'll drink to that.
In Michigan.
Go Eagles.
Cheers.
Hate you
My
guys.
only problem with this Ohio State huge loss is huge Michigan fan, but I was hoping they would go undefeated to play Michigan, and it would have been a nice win for Michigan in Ohio.
You don't think it's still going to be a nice win?
It will be.
Should be.
I'm glad that it was a Big Ten team that beat up on them, because it just shows you how big and tough our conference is. Period. Every game is a bloodbath. Period.
They should go into Michigan
Period.
or host Michigan with only one loss. Period.
Did I get that?
Yeah.
Period. Yes. Period.
Don't you still think, though,
Yeah.
Michigan at number 5 goes into Ohio State, beats Ohio State, takes care of business in the Big
Yeah.
Ten championship? They're in, right?
Oh, I agree 100%. They have to be.
Absolutely.
So why does it matter if Ohio State won or lost?
Just because I wanted them to be number 2. I wanted to be right behind Alabama, and I wanted them to be undefeated and have Michigan come in and wipe their face on the freaking turf.
But I think you could run into the same issue that Alabama did last year, where they lost and were not in the championship game. They still got in the playoff and left out a team that should have been.
But that's Alabama.
That's
Not a Big Ten team.
This is Ohio State.
But
It's
that's Alabama.
different. They have that
Okay.
thing called saving.
I don't know. Just pointing stuff out. So what's your rant, Matt?
All right.
Then Jake's going to respond.
All right. So
What's
coming in the Michigan State game this weekend, if you don't know this already, I'm a Michigan State fan.
No way.
Weird, I know. But
we got you?
so for the record, I will root for Michigan as long as they're not playing Michigan State or them winning does not adversely affect Michigan State's season. So I'm a fan of the state. I'm a fan of the Big Ten. Coming in this game this weekend, Michigan State, I did not expect them to win by any stretch of the imagination. And what they did when they walked across the field to begin the game, kind of ridiculous when they went arm in arm and walked through Michigan's pregame warm-ups. Also, it's a rivalry game. They're going to make crazy things happen when they can make crazy things happen. I thought it was funny. I thought it was great. You're sparking controversy right away. Awesome. And the one guy, I'm not going to name his name, he's younger than me, went out to midfield, Spartan Stadium, decided to rip up Sparty at midfield with his cleats. Hated it. Absolutely hated it. But, same time, I liked it because it was controversy. And it's like, oh, we're going against each other, and it's a lot of fun. This is what makes me mad, though.
Hold on. You hated something, and you liked something.
I hated it as a fan. Hated it as a fan. It's like, oh, he's ripping up our field.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, you know what? I like it. I like it. Because
So you
it's-
respected it.
I did. I
Okay.
did.
I think it's good for the
Absolutely hate
sport.
But yes, I did respect it. Okay, good way of putting it. This is what made me mad, though. After the game, obviously Michigan won. I don't want to talk about the game. It was a very poorly performed game by Michigan State. Their quarterback was Lorky apparently was fighting an injury. They had a couple other injuries that made their offensive juggernauts go down. Whatever. After the game, Michigan took Paul Bunyan, went out in midfield, and stomped on Sparty. Stomped on it and danced around it and tore it up. Come on. A little bit classless. Really
So, as long as they do it without Paul Bunyan, it's respectable.
No. When it's one person, when it's that one guy going out there and doing it, just being kind of a jerk doing it, but he's doing it in retaliation for the entire team coming across and ruining his warm-ups.
I'm calling BS. I'm calling BS.
I'm not done yet. All right.
BS.
So after the game, you got good old Jim Harbaugh, Mr. Jim Harbaugh, that everybody respects for literally no reason whatsoever because he hasn't done a damn thing since he's been at Michigan. This is the second time that he's beat the unbeatable teams for him, and the other time was when he beat Michigan State in their 3-win season. He almost lost that game. So Jim Harbaugh comes out after the game and says that Mark D'Antoni was standing behind his line of guys coming across the field smiling. Absolutely he should be smiling because it's a rivalry game. He should get fired up about these rivalry games. Everybody should get fired up about these rivalry games. And Jim Harbaugh took him 4 freaking years to get fired up about one single rivalry game. After the game, Jim Harbaugh comes out and says, oh, that's Bush League. No, how about you care a little bit about the damn game that happens every single year for the last 150 years or whatever in the state of Michigan, between Michigan and Michigan State. Absolutely ridiculous. Care about the game. He finally did, and now he hates it because, D'Antoni's Bush League. Well, you know what? D'Antoni has been there for damn near 2 decades. You've been there for 4 years. You haven't done a damn thing since you've been there. Absolutely absurd. Stand up for yourself and do something. Don't call the other coach pathetic because he's doing that. Then this other little asshole after the game with the long hair.
Oh, my God.
No, he calls Michigan State.
Crybaby.
He calls Michigan State little brother. Oh, we'll put little brother in his place. Put little brother. No, you didn't. You've won twice. Twice since Harbaugh's been there. And they've both been pathetic wins in your opinion. In my opinion, excuse me. The first win, like I said before, was a 3-win season by Michigan State. And you barely snuck that out. You dominated this game, played against a broken Michigan State team this year, and you only won by 2 scores. Pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. And yet Michigan comes out.
Weather conditions.
The weather
W versus L.
I did not want to win this game. I did not expect to win this game.
No.
But the way that Michigan came out after the game is absolutely pathetic.
Okay, do you want to hear a Michigan fan's side of the story?
You know what? In Michigan, before you say it, Michigan State will burn couches whether they win or whether they lose.
Because they're sore losers. Okay, so let's hear the Michigan side. You want to hear it?
Yeah, that's what I'm here for.
So, obviously the game was... We should have been up 21-0 at halftime.
Absolutely.
Can you agree?
Absolutely.
Red zone, 3 times on their 40, within the 40, what?
Okay.
2 times?
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Okay, so hold on here. I'm not here to discuss the game because we played like garbage and we did not deserve to win.
We don't have to discuss the game. Really quick. So, needless to say, Michigan played horrible, to be honest. The defense was amazing. The offense was lackluster, like every single week that I always watch.
Not according to the stat line.
Besides rushing.
Not according to the stat line. Great stat line.
Higdon.
But not many
Higdon
scores.
is one of the most underrated running backs in the NCAA right now. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Okay.
Very good running back.
Shea Patterson. Let's talk about Patterson.
Most overrated quarterback in the NCAA right now.
Most overrated quarterback in the college football right now. Period.
Yep.
End of story.
Period.
He is not a good quarterback. He knows how to scramble. He cannot throw the ball. How many accurate balls does he throw out of 20 attempts? 3, 4?
Yep.
Maybe. That he's hitting him in stride on target.
Yep.
So I mean, you look at Michigan's defense, the number 1 defense in the nation. I could say bar none. Can you agree with that?
I won't call him number 1.
Who's number 1?
Alabama.
Yeah,
Alabama doesn't have to play
tough
defense.
number 1.
Who's 1B?
Okay. But, okay, so you put this in the retro. So Michigan State's rush defense is amazing.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yes.
So
and they could not
go
down the rush.
Not to score that many points isn't that far-fetched because we have no passing game whatsoever.
Absolutely.
But we have some of the best wide receivers in the nation.
All our receivers were hurt.
I mean, I honestly think that they played the best game that they could. They got the W, which is great, which Harbaugh's head would have been on the line if he didn't get that win today.
Still is, in my opinion. He's got a lot of season left.
He does have a lot of season left. But I think that Michigan State played a great game,
Yeah.
right?
Okay. Now let's talk after the game here.
Okay, let's talk after the game.
Defend your boys in blue.
Okay. It wasn't It's definitely not tasteless. To be honest, it's over. Think about when you win a championship, or you won a trophy in baseball, or you won your softball league, or something like that. Take that into your in something in your real life.
Yep.
And portray that, and you're so overexcited about something.
Yep. And the first thing,
and when you react, what's your reaction? You don't know your reaction because your adrenaline is just rushing.
My reaction is building up my team. My reaction is not putting down the team we just beat.
Okay.
Because that is sportsmanship.
It is sportsmanship.
There's a difference between culturing a rivalry and culturing the.
But that is a rivalry.
It is.
It's one of the biggest rivalries in the state.
And it's great. But you got one guy. You got one guy that comes out because in the beginning of the game because he's pissed off that his pregame warm-ups got screwed up. Well, I'm going to go rip up the field. A little tasteless, but, okay, it's before the game.
I thought it was awesome, though.
I did, too.
Let's start this game out right. You know what I mean?
I liked it. I absolutely liked it.
I thought it was cool.
And then after the game, Michigan made a point to go storm Michigan State's field, rip up the logo. Tasteless. Absolutely tasteless. After the game, Jim Harbaugh made it a point to call the coach that he has struggled against his entire career, and even the games that he won, he's struggled against his entire career so far. Called him out for making Bush League things happen and pulling Bush League moves. Ridiculous. Have some class, Harbaugh. Harbaugh gets followed everywhere he goes, whatever he does, and whatever he says is gospel because he's Jim freaking Harbaugh.
Or are they ranked?
No, that's fine. I agree with that. They won the game. They absolutely won the game. But Harbaugh has portrayed very little class in this certain circumstance, as has his players portrayed very little class.
Okay.
This could be a very long rant. We should shake hands.
Very long. All I gotta say, really quick, McCaffrey, I want to see him at the helm with all the juniors they have returning national champions next year.
Fire up, Chips. John Gruden's made $250. Let's move on.
That was fun.
All right.
I'm a little angry.
Anyways.
Welcome back, Adam.
Thanks. I was just hanging out, Instagramming, Cleveland trade running back Carlos Hyde to the Jags this week.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yep. Good move for the Jags. Unfortunately for Jags fans, that just means
Leonard Fournette's out longer. Good
Yep.
thing he's on two of my fantasy football teams.
Same here. I've got 2 out of 3 with Fournette.
that's why you're taking.
Go rude.
It's why you're taking Antonio Brown with your number 1 pick.
He was a keeper.
Raiders trade Amari Cooper to the Cowboys for a first-round pick,
Big news coming out of Monday.
and the Raiders are loading up on picks.
John Gruden is being praised so far for this decision, which I think it's a good move.
I think it is too.
Does John Gruden never get praised for anything?
No, he's wasted so far $264.
Okay. Yep. Cha-ching.
Patrick Peterson from the Cardinals has officially asked to be traded. No
I can't
surprise.
blame the guy. He's a very good player in a team that's underperforming ridiculously right now. The Cardinals have notoriously been a decent team in the last 5-6 years.
Did you say
Oh, yeah.
that?
And this year they have been miserable, absolutely miserable.
And Pat's got lucky.
Pats got very lucky. The Hail Mary
Yeah.
pass by Mitch Trubisky came down to about the half-yard line.
That was awesome, though.
It was really
That
cool.
was
That's
that,
really
that was a
cool.
great finish.
Really
It was
cool
really
finish.
It was a really great finish.
But in typical Patriots fashion, they get every call in their favor.
Oh,
No.
wow. You just don't like Brady. Still from
my-
Michigan.
No,
Jesus.
no.
Come on. Get off the Michigan State hook. Jesus Christ.
The
Not even Brady. I just don't like the Patriots.
Oh, whatever.
the Rams still have yet to lose.
And that's going to continue.
Yep.
It's going to continue, for sure.
Cowboys lost Cowboys lost.
Take
Cowboys
that, Jerry
lost.
Jones.
Cowboys lost. Cowboys
goodness.
lost because they missed a field goal. Cowboys lost. Actually, Cowboys lost because they missed a field goal after they screwed up a snap on said field goal. They got moved back 10 yards. He missed a field goal off the upright.
I have a question.
I have an answer.
Does anybody outside of Texas like the Cowboys?
According to the Cowboys, everybody likes the Cowboys.
No.
I mean, they were like the all-American team, but nobody likes
40
Cowboys.
years ago,
Everybody
they were
hates them.
America's team.
Yeah.
Maybe Emmett Smith days. Yeah, I agree. But,
Okay.
Imagine
Nobody
if Barry
likes
Sanders played in the Cowboys around Emmett
Oh,
Smith.
God.
Oh, man.
uh,
If Emmett Smith came to Detroit and Barry went to, oh, man, Barry beat
he'd have been amazing. He'd have broke every record.
all of them.
Every record.
Every.
Every.
Very scared. Really cold down here.
Yes. Turn the heat up.
Cleveland Browns have played their fourth overtime game in
Oh
7
my
weeks.
gosh.
Did
Did you guys watch that?
I did.
Yeah.
And it was funny. It was funny to see them lose again. It was sad, but it was funny.
Yeah, I know.
There's only been one team in NFL history to play 5 overtime games in a season. It's a 1988 Green Bay Packers.
Well,
So, you know.
Did you really research that, or are you just guessing?
he's totally.
Dude, I'm so proud of you.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you right now.
It was the 46 Bears. No, it was like the 88 Packers.
Deshaun Watson took a bus to the game with his rib injury. The doctor said, "Do not fly." But yes, go get in 12 accidents while you're in. Well, I don't even know who they played.
Cool story, man.
I like Watson. I was telling you this today.
I
I
don't think a mobile quarterback can make it long.
No, I agree, but he's fun to watch.
Oh, yes.
It's just so exciting.
Oh, don't get me
So-
wrong. Yeah.
Sells tickets.
Like, I watched the Cleveland Tampa Bay game, and I just thought it was really, really fun. It's just, I don't know, watching a scrambling quarterback that's just chucking it down the field and running them and dodging, diving, etc. It's just good.
Dodge, duck, dip, diving,
Dodge, dip, dick diving. What? Dick Saban? I mean, Nick Saban? What? Sorry.
The Jags have officially benched Bortles for Cody Kessler.
Cody Kessler, I forgot he was in the league, I'll be honest with you. On top of that, Jacksonville has been fighting each other in the locker room after last game. Apparently there's some bad things going on, which is amazing to think about because they have a fantastic defense, or they should. They have the number 1 rated defense coming into the season. They are a quarterback away from being an exceptional team. The quarterback and one good running back being down right now.
Right.
And, I mean, they literally are a quarterback away from making the Super Bowl, and they cannot get along in the locker room. That's amazing to think about.
Eli Manning, the Jags.
Are you kidding me? Eli Manning can't even spell Jaguars. He's the 5th worst Manning. Do you keep forgetting this?
I know, but he's a lot better than Blake Bortles.
I
Eli Manning is?
I don't think so.
He's got a ring.
He's got
He's got
rings.
Two?
against your Patriots.
Hate Eli Manning.
Good night.
Lions win big in Miami. We got some fun stats about this.
Big.
Carry on Johnson.
Carry on my
Yeah,
wayward
Johnson.
Johnson.
158 rush yards out of 248 for the team.
Yeah.
Most since Javid Best, who had 163 against Chicago on October 10th, 2011. That was actually the last time I had cable.
All we have to say is, look what a rushing game does for you. I mean, we've never had a rushing game besides Barry Sanders.
Stafford,
been a long time.
in his career, has had 9 rushers go for 100 yards. 2 of them so far this year. He has 1 loss. That's when Mikel Shore went for literally 100 yards and lost 44-41 to Tennessee in 2012. If you get 101, Stafford's undefeated.
Crazy.
I forgot about the shore.
We've never had a rush game.
No, since
Never.
Sanders.
Since Sanders. And that
And
was...
it's-
When do you retire? When did you leave? 98?
98 or
When he was 30.
99.
99? Somewhere in there?
Yeah.
Something
Crazy.
like that, but at
18
least 30
years.
years old.
You have to have a rush game. Look at Gurley. Look at Fournette. I mean, look at all these top
We don't-
running backs. Like you have to have that with
Right.
the passing.
We don't
If you
even-
don't have a rush, they know what you're doing.
Think about this play calling, though. When
It's play call.
When Carrion had 101 yards, when he broke 100 for the first time this season, he had, I believe it was 15 carries for 101 yards. LeGarrette Blount had about, I think he had the same amount of carries, 15 carries for about 46 yards. Rely on your rookie. Rely on your guy that's racking up all these yards. Ride the horse till he dies. I mean, it's something we need right now.
Is LeGarrette Blount 52 this year?
He's 29.
I think he turns 52 in December.
Has he played for 20 teams in the NFL? Or, I mean, I don't remember.
He might be the first to play for all 32 teams.
Okay, all right.
Don't
get me wrong. He's a bull. I mean,
he runs
freaking bus. He's a bus.
He runs
He's
runs
Steelers
like
bus.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Jerome
Go to the
Bettis.
goal line and just push it through.
But that's the thing. He's not a big yard back, and they keep using him for that.
We don't need what the top running backs are doing. We just need something to respect.
Yep.
And I think that's what we have. I hope.
And
It's still early.
Approaching 100 yards a game occasionally is something to respect.
So are they the best? What are they? 3-3 team right now in the league? 3-3-1, right?
Lions?
Yeah.
3-3.
3-3. Are they the best?
Oh, I'd have to look at the
team
3-3
in the
teams.
NFL?
We can find out.
What do you think? I mean, no, they just can't. They can't beat the terrible teams.
Good save.
But they can beat
The good teams.
the good teams.
If you would have told me,
a Miami
at this
4-2
point,
team was a good team. They have a great defense.
if you would have told me at this point that beating Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady were guaranteed to start the season, I would guess we would have one loss right now, just on accident.
Oh, yeah.
We could say that every year about the Lions. Though,
But
right?
if you told me those two wins were guaranteed before the bye,
Mhm.
undefeated, easy,
right?
easy. But then we get embarrassed week 1 by New York.
All right.
I know.
So 500 teams, all 3-3. Lions, Bears, Bucks, Seahawks.
Bears are the best 3-3 team.
Bears are the best.
Bears are the
3-3.
best.
Yeah, for sure. Bucks with Winston back.
They're worse.
I mean, no.
Yeah. Bucks
Really?
are number 4.
Really?
Lions 2. Seahawks 3.
All right. Good talk.
Yep.
Thanks for debating that, though, Jake.
Yeah, no,
Good job. You want to get?
Trying to go somewhere with that, but yeah,
okay,
whatever.
yeah,
You got shut down on that. Good.
Should we get to some picks?
Yeah, I think we probably should.
Yeah. All right. Thursday night, Miami at Houston.
Jacob, it's customary that
Guest
you go
goes first.
Houston.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think being at home, Deshaun Watson.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't see Miami after what they did this past weekend going into Houston and winning on a short week.
Miami, definitely. Miami's going to
Miami?
win this game.
Tannehill.
Well, I don't know.
Oh, right, I
I don't know
forgot.
what quarterbacks we're playing this week. Honestly, Miami didn't look terrible against Detroit. They really didn't. They couldn't stop a run game for whatever reason, which Lamar Miller has not produced so far in Houston. So I think Miami's going to take this game. Yeah, it's a short week, but they've got something to prove again this week. And they've been good. They've been a good team. They've had a decent defense, surprisingly.
It's going to be one of the better Thursday night games just because we still don't know what Miami is. We think we know what Houston is, but that's still up in the air as well. So we're going to learn a lot on Thursday night. And
I don't
see
know.
what happens.
I wouldn't say it's going to be one of the better Thursday night games, though. I mean, we've had some really good ones. Usually Thursday night games are the miserable games of the week. And, whoa.
Oops.
All right.
Bang.
But surprisingly or not, Monday night games this year to me have been less entertaining than a lot of Thursday night games.
Yeah, Monday nights have not been good.
Like tonight with New York and Atlanta.
That's a great game.
Yeah,
I love the matchup.
10-7 right or 10-3 at half.
Yep. Sunday's game of the week: Packers at Rams. All right, we all take the Rams.
That's funny. I love it.
Sunday
next.
Right. Sunday night, New Orleans at Minnesota.
Minnesota. I love Minnesota. I think
you're a Lions fan and you love Minnesota.
I do. Yeah.
Kirk Cousins, baby. Go green, go white.
Hey, whatever. I don't want to go that far. No, I think their defense isn't as good as what it was last year, but I think Minnesota's got a strong squad. I just like watching them. I think they're tough. Kirk Cousins, highest paid QB. He's got to produce.
I'm taking Minnesota as well. I literally just typed that in. I did not have a pick.
I saw it.
I'm giving them the home field advantage on that one. I think it's going to be a great game. But yeah, I'm going to take Minnesota.
I sold you on that.
You actually probably did.
That's because you spoke first.
Yep.
Drew Brees is coming off of 2 huge weeks for him. He's setting records this year. Drew Brees is outstanding quarterback. We've got healthy running backs behind him. He's got healthy receivers all over the field. New Orleans is going to take this game. It's going to be a shootout, high-scoring game. Minnesota's defense has been lackluster. They're supposed to be one of the top defenses again this year, and they're not playing well. Hopefully they got it figured out, but
They'll show up at home.
I don't think they do. I don't think they got it figured out. And
They do.
Drew Brees is going to pick them apart.
Nope.
I also think that it's funny because Booger McFarland still has this little
Booger, not Booger. Booger.
Booger McFarland still rides around the sideline on Monday nights.
I'm so jealous.
He could get a couple ditches up in that nose. Pretty sure of it. Sorry.
Booger McFarland
Said
has a
throw that
big
in
nose.
All right, what's the next game?
Pats at Bills.
Monday night game, New England at Buffalo.
You know who I'm going for.
Yeah, well,
Tom Brady all the way.
it's an easy pick.
Yeah,
It's gonna be another
Shambles.
boring Monday night game.
Let me bring up a stat really quick. Gurley 88, Buffalo 81. Go with the Pats. Yep. Tough decision, but I think I made my decision. Yep, we're good.
I agree with you. I think Adam does too.
Yep. Over to London, Philly versus Jacksonville.
I think it's going to be a good game. I personally want to see Jacksonville win. I think they need to get some, I don't know. They need to get something going. They're just, Bortles is horrible. But he's not bad.
Way to sugarcoat it.
But Fournette gone, and you said Carlos Hyde's coming in?
Yep.
I don't know. We'll see. Yeldon hasn't been, he's not been good, but he hasn't been horrible.
He's
I don't
fighting
know.
some injuries right now, too.
Yeah.
I mean, their defense is strong. I don't know if they're going to hold back Wentz. He's hitting stride a little bit right now. You know what I mean? He's getting his game back. It'd be a tough game. I say Jags. That's an upset.
I agree with you. Biggest reason I say Jacksonville is because if any team moves to London, Jacksonville's top of the list. And they've got, for whatever reason, a home field advantage in London.
That's my reasoning 100%.
And I don't understand why or how that ever happened, but I think Jacksonville's going to take it for that reason.
I agree. All right.
And they got their butts kicked last week.
They
so
did.
Yeah.
They did.
I think they're going to come back with a little bit of vengeance coming in this week. For sure.
All right. I promised you all this last week. Have my poem to Antonio Brown.
Oh, do you have some sentimental music to...
I don't. I should have. I didn't have that much time. It's called Tony Toe Tap.
Can you shed a tear for us really quick?
I can. Let me try. It can't work. No.
You want us to play some bongos?
No, you're good. Oh, Tony Toe Tap, how proud I am of you. From the streets of Miami to the dorms in the PZ, your football abilities really do please me. From Viking to Tiger, then Chippewa to Steeler, starting as a quarterback and becoming wide receiver. Most receptions in college, second most in TDs. Same as in the pros, only behind the great Hines Ward. From sleeping on couches to living in mansions, the Steelers have their best receiver I could ever imagine. You can reach us at email, mattmuse@gmail.com. Call or text 989-372-1391. 989-372-1391. Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, Matt Muse, and mattmuse.com. We'll be back on Monday.
Barely even rhymed.
What?
Barely even rhymed.
Oh, rhymed really good. John Gruden's made $300.
See ya!
See ya!
Peace!
That was the Matt Muse Show. Thank you for listening. That was the Matt Musz Show. Thank you for listening.